Will Stein yesterday, Oregon offensive coordinator. We haven't had much from camp check-ins. It is almost lockdown season. It kind of has always been that way for Oregon.
Yeah, they don't really ever unlock down. The door's always locked.
Here is Will Stein being asked about how the quarterback competition has gone. How has it worked for all of these guys? They know that they're battling, specifically Novosad and Dante Moore, battling for position one, how the guys have handled the competition.
They responded really well in drill work and meeting room prep and on the field play. And, becoming the starting quarterback is not easy, especially at a place like Oregon. It's very competitive. We have guys from all over the country that are here to compete, to win the job, especially with the history of the position here. 7 first-round draft picks at quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner, the winningest quarterbacks in college football history, or the most starts with Dylan and Bo. So it's there's a lot riding on it. There's a lot of, anxiety for everybody else about who's it going to be. But I know the person that we put out there is going to play winning football for us. And the good thing is they don't have to win it by themselves. We have a great team. We have great players around them, people that are bought in, a coaching staff that is as elite as anywhere you're going to find in the country. So all they got to do when they get their opportunity, go out there, run the show, be the point guard, get it to players, and just keep moving the chains.
I think it kind of it falls in line with what a lot of people have kind of been saying in a guessing way of just like, there's not going to be an expectation that's Bo Gabriel. It's going to be...
If you get it, that's great. But if you don't, that's not the thought going into the year.
Let other people kind of control and win. And much like we talk with Darnold and Garoppolo, and if it's a game manager role, that's fine. As long as you don't turn the football over, you're a good quarterback.
You're going to be fine. You'll win a lot of games this year because you're better than almost everybody on your schedule.
I also hadn't taken into consideration how much pressure is growing at that position at that university given their history at it.
Dude, it's a pretty good run, man. I mean, the joke for a long time was none of them did anything in the NFL, and then Herbert had a great start to his career. Bo is off to a great start, and so that narrative is kind of out the window now.
Who cares about the pros, though? Like in college, they've had a great run here.
How many programs over the last 30 years have had a better list of quarterbacks than Oregon?
I mean, we'd have to go through it, but not a lot.
There's places like Oklahoma's won multiple, Heisman's.
Where Lincoln Riley's been.
Right. I mean, he's a great quarterback coach, right. So there's some of that, and I'm not saying they're number one on that list, but when you go back, basically since the turn of the century, there's not many places in the entire sport that have been more consistently good at that position than Oregon has been.
Will Stein played at Louisville once upon a time.
He did.
Coincidentally randomly asked a question, was Teddy Bridgewater's career...
NFL career.
Good or meh?
I said meh.
You and Swag said meh.
I mean, he was fine. And unfortunately for him, we were robbed of ever finding out. It was in year 3 of his career that he had one of the most horrific injuries we've ever seen.
Well, Will Stein stepped to the podium and was talking about Dante and ended up saying this.
We got on PFF and just watched all of his completions. It took out all the picks and all that and young mistakes that a lot of quarterbacks experience early in their career when they're thrust into a role, limited offensive line play, getting sacked, running for your life. I mean, that can be kind of detrimental to a young quarterback. But what I saw when I turned on the tape, like, wow throws. Like, oh my gosh, like, dang, that was a ball. And when those kept showing up on the completions, some corner routes or scramble throws, like, dude, this guy's got elite arm talent. And I'd previously known Dante because if you remember when I got here, he was committed. So I went to MLK, I went to Detroit, I think 2 times that I was allowed to when I first got here. So knowing him, knowing his family, knowing the people around him, his high school coaches, I knew he was about the right stuff. It didn't translate to UCLA, and not because of lack of scheme. I mean, I think we all know Chip Kelly's a great coach, and I just don't think he had the players around him that you need if you're a true freshman to go be super successful. So when he has gotten here, you could see his talent has flourished. He's so humble. He's willing to learn. He reminds me, he's a great blend of like Bo football IQ and Dylan just can grab it, can pull everybody together, which is really unique and special. I think I've said it in here before, but he wears 5. He's got a glove on his left hand. I played with Teddy Bridgewater. He does remind me a lot of Teddy. Now, Teddy threw with a glove on his right hand, but that's it's a lofty comparison for me. But he just got that kind of that moxie about him, that it factor that people just gravitate towards.
So Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy B, baby.
Full circle moment for the show there. Will Stein
Teddy ball game.
Dante, Teddy ball game.
Him and his 2 gloves. Dude, people forget how good he was in college. He was so good at Louisville.
I looked this up, and I'm curious. I ask you this.
Charlie Strong, man. I remember they beat Florida in a Sugar Bowl or something. I mean, that was a big moment for Louisville.
3 years as a starting quarterback at Louisville.
Yeah.
What do you think is most likely for Dante Moore? Year 1 as a starter at Oregon.
Yes.
64.5 completion percentage, 2,100 yards, 14 touchdowns, 12 picks with a 7.2 yard average. Or 68.5% completion percentage, 3,700 yards passing, 27 touchdowns, 8 picks with an 8.9 yards per attempt.
Look up. I'm just curious off the top of my head.
Those were his first 2 years.
For Bridgewater at Louisville?
Yeah, 3 years.
His last year, he was pretty elite, right? Yeah.
4,000, 3,970, but almost 4,000, 31 tuds, 4 picks, 9.3 average. If he has that year, then you're probably in a semifinal if that's the quarterback you're getting. So I'm going first 2 years of Teddy B.
I would take year 2.
You probably lean more year 2, right?
For a couple of reasons. One, I think his completion percentage will be higher than 64 because of the offense he plays in, right? I mean, you can make all the check down jokes you want, but it's a very friendly offense for quarterbacks. He's going to throw a lot of screens, a lot of bubbles, a lot of quick check downs. I mean, that's just part of being an elite quarterback. And so if he does that, his completion percentage will be up near 68, 69, 70. Gabriel last year was 73% at Oregon. He might not be quite at that clip. If you tell me that he's just shy of, 36, 3,700 yards, somewhere in that range, I think that's totally fair and realistic to expect from a starting quarterback in an explosive offense. And, I think for him, the biggest thing that he has had to learn, and I think Stein has talked about this in the offseason, he highlighted it again there. When he was at UCLA, I think there's a bit of, one, hearing the negative noise and trying to prove people wrong. I think there's 2, all of the expectations are on you. You're the savior. Go figure this out and make plays. And you're not on a very good team where you feel like you almost have to do it by yourself. If I don't make something happen, who is going to make something happen? And I think Stein has talked about it consistently through training camp of throw it to the running back in the flat, pick up 4 yards. Scramble, pick up 6 yards. Just move. We got a good team. It's a good offensive line. It's a good defense. We love our running back room. Don't lose the game.
Your tight end's going to run a 5-yard
tight end's going to be dominant. Just give him the ball, pick up 6 yards, and go to 2nd and 4. That's all you have to do to execute at a high level. And if somebody gives you, single high coverage, or there's man-on-man on the outside, and you get a wide receiver that beats a corner, then you take your deep shots. And obviously, you don't want to all be underneath, but I think that's what Dante Moore has been picking up and learning as camp has gone on. And so I think he'll cut down on the mistakes and the interceptions, and I would be pretty surprised if he threw a ton of them this year.
We like that comp?
Dude, if he ends up being Teddy Bridgewater in college, you're thrilled.
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater had a very good college career.
Very good college career.
A slow start in year 1, as most quarterbacks have, got even better in year 2. By the time he was in year 3 at Louisville, which was before Lamar. This started kind of a run at Louisville because then they got Petrino and then they got Lamar Jackson, and things kind of took off for them. Him and Charlie Strong were a huge part of it, and he had a dominant year that last year at Louisville.